Phrasal verbs don't seem to follow any rules. You know what each word means, but when you put them together, they suddenly mean something completely different. And that is why so many English learners struggle with them. The problem is that native speakers use phrasal verbs all the time. So, if you want to sound more natural and understand fast English, you need to master them. In today's lesson, I am going to teach you advanced phrasal verbs that native speakers use every day. And we are not going to simply memorize definitions. For each phrasal verb, you will learn what it means, any additional meanings it has, and how it's used in a real sentence. Then you will hear a short story that uses all of the phrasal verbs naturally in context, because context is key to remembering new vocabulary. Remember, some phrasal verbs have more than one meaning. In this video, we will learn the most common meanings. Let's begin. Brush up on. Brush up on means to improve a skill or refresh your knowledge of something. I'm brushing up on my Spanish before my trip to Madrid. Come up against means to face a difficulty, challenge, or opposition. The team came up against several unexpected problems. Crack down on is to take stronger action against something undesirable. The city is cracking down on illegal parking. Do away with is to get rid of something completely. The company decided to do away with paper coffee cups. Fall back on is to rely on something when other options fail. If my first plan doesn't work, I have savings to fall back on. Get carried away is to become so excited that you lose control or perspective. He got carried away and spent far too much money on holiday. Live up to is to be as good as people expect. The film did not live up to the hype. Put something down to is to explain something as being caused by something else. Let me show you. She put her success down to hard work. So hard work is why she was successful. To read up on is to read a lot about a subject in order to learn about it. I spent the weekend reading up on artificial intelligence. To weigh up means to carefully consider different options. You should really weigh up the advantages and disadvantages before deciding. Now let's see the phrasal verbs in context. Recently, my city decided to crack down on people who leave rubbish in public parks. The local government wanted to make the parks cleaner, so they decided to do away with the old rules and create new ones. Before making any changes, city officials read up on similar projects in other cities. However, they soon came up against a few angry residents. Some people thought the new rules were too strict, while others thought the fines were too high. The mayor had to weigh up different ideas before making a final decision. As people discussed the new rules online, some residents got carried away and started posting angry comments. At first, many people said the new system would not live up to expectations. If the new rules failed, the city could always fall back on its old system. But after a few months, the parks were much cleaner. The mayor put the improvement down to the support of local residents. Today, many people agree that the changes have been a success. Break out means to suddenly start, especially something unpleasant. A fire broke out during the night. It can also mean to escape from a place. 3 prisoners broke out of prison last week. Bring about is to cause something to happen. The new government policy brought about significant changes. Come down with means to become ill. I've come down with a bad cold. Fight off means to resist or overcome something, especially illness. She managed to fight off the infection. Miss out on means to lose an opportunity to experience something. I don't want to miss out on going to university or the chance to travel. Narrow down means to reduce the number of possibilities. We've narrowed the list down to 3 candidates. Pull through means to survive a difficult situation. Thankfully, he pulled through after the operation. See through means to recognize the truth behind a deception. Nobody believed him because they saw right through his lies. It also means to continue something until it's completed. Make sure you see the project through. Step down is to resign from an important position. The CEO stepped down after 10 years. Turn out is to happen or develop in a particular way. The event turned out to be a huge success. It can also mean to attend an event. Thousands of people turned out for the concert. Now let's look at these phrasal verbs in context. Louise had been excited about a music festival for months. Just 1 week before the event, she came down with a bad cold. She stayed at home and tried to fight off the illness by getting plenty of rest. At first, she was worried she would miss out on the festival. She had already bought her ticket and made plans with her friends. Then another problem appeared. A small fire broke out near the festival site. This brought about several changes to the event. The organizers had to narrow down the number of areas that visitors could use. For a few days, Louise wasn't sure if she would recover in time. Fortunately, she slowly pulled through and started feeling much better. While reading news about the festival online, she quickly saw through a few fake stories that claimed the event had been cancelled. A few days later, the festival director announced that he would be stepping down after 10 years in the job. The news surprised many people. When the music festival finally began, thousands of people turned out to enjoy the event. Louise was healthy again and ready to have fun with her friends. In the end, everything turned out better than she had expected. Well done! Today you have learned advanced phrasal verbs that native speakers use all the time. Remember, the best way to learn phrasal verbs is to see them and hear them in context. So go back and listen to the stories again. Before I leave you, here is a quick challenge. I want you to write a comment below using at least 3 of today's phrasal verbs. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like, hype, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.